Now, 2017 was no doubt a tough year for the country's economy, with Kenyans and businesses alike feeling the heat that came with the prolonged electioneering period. But with the polls now behind us and political temperatures having cooled down, companies are now positioning themselves for an economic takeoff. Joining me now is Crown Paints Managing Director Rakesh Rao. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And just tell us, how did 2017 play out for you as a paint manufacturer?
Yeah, it was a tough year for us because most of the constructions project was not doing well. The cash flow was an issue, and most of the people, developers would like to wait and watch. The situation will improve. A lot of inventory was not sold, so I think we had a tough year, and we had no growth last year. Somehow we managed with a zero growth.
But then again, the country managed to handle this situation actually, and now the polls are behind us. 2018 is here and people are looking forward to a more fruitful year. I mean, how are you positioning yourself as Crown Paints?
I think we were quite positive about it. I can see a lot of change. As soon as October we see election was over, we can see some changes in November, December, January. So last couple of months we've been doing pretty well. We see a growth over last year. We've been budgeting like a double-digit growth, and we can see the growth is coming. But of course, we want to recover the losses which we have in 2017, and that is a challenge we feel that at the moment. I hope that after this political stabilities we see, I think things should be move well in the next quarter. And I think this particular last 2 months, the heavy rains in March and April, so that's also sometimes affect the painting business overall. But we are very hopeful that things should work out, and cash flow should improve, economic cash flow, because most of the time economic cash flow is also important for us to do good business. So we hope that in next 2-3 months things should be settled, and we are looking for upward swings of business.
I get it. And you have been in operations in the country for over half a century.
Yes.
I just wonder how this business of making paint has been for you and many other players in the country. How does Kenya actually relate to this aspect of having paints being manufactured in the country?
Yeah, we are completing 60 years in this country, and that's what. And we are able to maintain our leadership for 60 years. I think paint industry has always been grow with the growth of constructions. And if you look at the last 10 years of business of construction sectors, we see a enormous growth. I think the first 10 years, I can talk about 7-8 years of construction growth was 17 to 18%, 19%. There was a time in 14 or 15 it was touching 23%. But we can see a slowdown after 16 because after when the elections is announced, and then some slowdown on construction sectors. But overall, I can say that it's been good for all the paint industries. All paint industry probably, I think, done well. And there was 7 paint companies. Today 50 paint companies are in Kenya, and each and every company sell in their own segments. Like we've been market leaders in premium brands, and that's what we've been leading in the sectors. So we also maintain our leaderships and dominance with this construction growth. Without growth, we could not able to maintain that type of growth. And like for business growth, when I took over business in 2005, where we're doing 1.2 billion Kenya shilling. Now we are doing 8 billion turnover this year. We're going to finish. So I mean, it's quite a substantial growth for the company like us. We've grown by 8 times in last 12 years, 13 years.
So about 8 times, and then we have a number of other paint manufacturers coming into the country. Apart from the boom in the construction industry, what is it that these actually investors are seeing in this particular sector that is actually attracting them this much?
No, I think you're talking about sector, construction sectors. Okay, see, construction sectors, because this country need a lot of housing, and I think we see there's a lot of supply and demand gaps are there. So I think, and infrastructures, because still we are not a fully developed country. So a lot of infrastructures are coming in these countries, and a lot of developments, particular across the county, I can see the construction is happening. So I can see that we've been growing not like one area, we're growing across Kenya. If you talk about western regions, we talk about Mombasa, all regions we have been growing.
Okay.
So we see the construction happening across. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
We will be getting back to you to further this particular discussion.